God is tender love. God is present with every human being and is the source of all love. Even in these times, there is great difficulty, there is panic, there are problems economically, problems in families, and of course this fear in this pandemic. But even in these difficulties, God is present. God is on the scene. God is embracing every human being with a compassion. And this tender love will sustain you even through the most difficult times. I am so convinced that God is this tender love. I know this because I feel it. I feel it in the depth of my being. And I know that this tender love embraces every human being. We can find a strength and a confidence to go forward because we know that we are not alone, and we know that this love will sustain us. And now, here is Ruben Quatrona.
We walk by faith and not by sight. No gracious words we hear from him who spoke as none has spoke, but we believe him here. We may not touch his hand inside, nor follow where he trod, but in his promise we rejoice and cry, my Lord and God. Repent, O Lord, our unbelief, and may our faith abound to call on you when you are near and seek where you are found. That when our life of faith is done in realms of clearer light, we may behold you as you are with full and endless sight. We walk by faith and not by sight. No gracious words we hear from him who spoke as none has spoke, but we believe him near.
What day is it? Do you know what day it is? Some people may be forgetting. They've been home so long, they haven't gone out. Today is Saturday. I don't care what day of the week your calendar says it is, it's Saturday. What is Saturday? Saturday is the time after the crucifixion and death of Jesus on Good Friday and the resurrection of Sunday. It is that in-between time Jesus has died but is not yet risen. Saturday is happening all around the world. How long will Saturday last? The pandemic will decide this. It's outside of our control. In the Gospel of John, the disciple Thomas had not seen Jesus after his resurrection as the other disciples had. For the other disciples, it was Easter Sunday. It was a time of joy, a time of great celebration. But for Thomas, it was a time of grief. Grief over the loss of Jesus, and grief over the absence of Jesus. I am Thomas. You are Thomas. When Thomas heard from the other disciples of the resurrection of Jesus, he did not believe them. And he told them, I want to see the scars in his hands. I want to see the scar in his side. I want to touch the scars in his hands and touch the scar in his side. Only then will I believe. You see, Thomas wanted to put conditions. And in a sense, he wanted to control God. Sometimes we are like Thomas. We want to put those conditions for God to meet us on our terms. We want to control God. And in this time of pandemic, we find ourselves in the place where we cannot control God, and we know it. We may feel God is absent. We might feel angry with God. Later on, Jesus did appear to Thomas and to the others. He showed Thomas the scars in his hands. He showed Thomas the scar in his side from his crucifixion. Jesus revealed to Thomas the God that Thomas could not control. Jesus showed that on Holy Saturday, he had not left. But on the cross, God came close to the crosses of every human being. And on Holy Saturday, his scars showed that he had not left, but that Jesus had entered into the sufferings and crucifixions of all of us. Jesus showed Thomas he was not absent. Jesus was hiding in the wounds of others. Where is God now? God is hiding in the wounds. God is hiding in your wounds. The resurrection is not life that has forgotten all the wounds. It is new life that chooses to go to the wounds of the world. Easter Sunday is not Easter Sunday unless it takes Good Friday by one hand and says, come with me, all the sufferings and all the deaths of the world. And when it takes, with the other hand, Holy Saturday and says, come with me, all of the abandonments of the world. This way, Jesus embraces all of us to heal our sufferings, to give us new life. Jesus comes close to the abandonments of every person. And this is why we can say the scars of Jesus are glorious scars. They are glorious because they show us that God is in solidarity with every human being that suffers. Jesus takes his nail-scarred hands, the one that has taken all of our sufferings and deaths of Good Friday, and the other hand that has taken all of our abandonments of Holy Saturday, and embraces each of us with those hands, those nail-scarred hands with those glorious scars to heal each of us. Let God embrace you now. Let God hold you now. He is with you. He is tending your wounds. Do not be afraid. He is risen.